All right, so we got one major goal and then one kind of side quest, if you will. So the first major goal is to get the rest of Ominous Isle kind of at least placed out, maybe even tiled in a little bit, not tiled, plated in, um, so that I can figure out how big this is actually going to be and all that things. Because again, I got to register for BrickWorld how much space I need, and I need to figure out if this is going to work. So that's step number one. And then I also would like to get this finished up back here because this is the only thing on this side that needs to be done. And I just kind of want it done, you know? So this is the main task for today. That's our little side quest. We'll see if we get there or not, but we're definitely going to get there on this because this just needs to get done. So I'm going to get some plates laid out here and get the rest of the parts because I need to find where the parts, there's one. I don't know where the other sections went. But anyways, I need to grab all the parts and let's get at it. One thing I should note that I don't know if I mentioned when I did this, but I have to swap off the bottoms to make these things square. So as you can see, like this is rounded. This is how this one was as well. But I need to swap these rounded ones out for square ones. And you might think, well, why do you need to do that? Well, because I'm putting this on top of this to get other stuff filled in around it. And then that gets tile on top of it. If I don't, then I run into issues like this over here. And this over here isn't that bad. And so I probably won't change this, but like you can see right there that this was an angled plate. These are not angled plates, and therefore you get that little bit of a gap. Okay. So I'm trying to avoid that type of situation now and instead opting for like a gradual changeover like this or like this. But that means I need to get rid of the rounded plates. So I need to pop these off. Sometimes this is easy, sometimes this is hard. If I'm being real honest, most of the bricklink stuff is a little bit more difficult because there's so many smaller pieces and stuff. And so that's not really a whole lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to fix this when I redo some of this over here because this would be a nightmare to pop off and fix. But we're going to go ahead and get this fixed up while it's readily available. All right. So this actually turned out to be significantly more difficult than I ever anticipated. Mostly because the bridge lengths are really highly dependent on stud placements, and this just getting, again, I'm trying to get like angles, right? Because like I don't want it to be necessarily straight across. And so that turned to be significantly more tricky than I thought. The one thing I will say, one thing that is brilliant about this set is the way they did these bridges, that I actually stole one piece from this bridge to put on this bridge. And the fact that those are kind of like modular is just pretty genius, to be honest. And a great remake of that old, well, now old and now stupidly expensive part of those like rope bridge looking pieces. This would not have been possible with the old rope bridge pieces because they just simply are such a fixed length thing that even trying to figure this out kind of hurts my head a little bit. So I'll need to do a couple modifications here. I'll need to move this connection point back a little bit, this connection point forward a little bit, and this one forward just a little bit as well. I might try just shifting one stud further forward, but modifying those connection points is not going to be difficult at all, and should get me pretty darn close to where I need to be. Because even like the beauty of this is I can pop this tile off and I can put a stud on there and then extend the connection point over. Like there's just a lot of really smart things about the way that these connect together. So I'm going to try that and then maybe slide kind of this whole front part forward so that I can actually kind of work on it and not be like leaning over the whole thing, which you can't really see, but I'm kind of leaning back because there's a bit of table in the front here yet. So all right, let's do that. All right, so I got my stuff in place here, and I laid out a couple more base plates just kind of get the general spacing idea. And as I was afraid, I am off by a little bit on my spacing. This is a little bit shorter than, I think shorter than a base plate and a half. So I need to move that way just a little bit. But I wanted to kind of see what it looked like with ships in here. I think it's all like just the right size. Like obviously, like the mountain would be taller than the ship. So I think that I'm glad that I went that high with the mountain. Now that I've got like ships in here, I obviously got this place and I've got this water kind of worked in around it. Obviously, I need to get a bunch more tiles and stuff, but that's just to come. And I'm out of medium blue plates, and so this is all the further I can go for right now. But I think this is the right idea. Definitely headed towards the right idea at the very least. And you can see in the back here, I did in fact get my little side quest done. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Let's zoom in here a little bit. I did in fact get my little side quest done too, and of course added lights in there as well. You'll notice something that's kind of hidden, but took a ridiculous amount of time. You'll notice that the steps are on an angle coming down there. That took a lot of math to get that all figured out, and was not a lot of fun to do, to be honest, and not a lot of fun to fill in around. It was really hard to kind of get all the like rock work and stuff to kind of line up in there, because again, it's on the angle. So like I'm trying to stick things in at like the 90 degree and trying to get it all worked in there into the angle was more difficult than I anticipated. But I think it looks good. It really kind of finishes out that section. This pirate ship's in the way. But I need to add another plate over here, obviously, to kind of do the beach down to the end there. And I got all the bridges worked out. I do need to get this one figured out yet. I forgot that I needed to get that worked out. It's kind of a very odd length. The back one worked super easy by just adding a plate up there. And I don't have it actually like stuck down there, but it does fit very well. The top one also is not stuck down, but also fits well. This one's just a little bit of an awkward spacing, so I'm still trying to kind of debate what I want to do here with this, because I don't want to have it necessarily overreaching that far, but I might have to because I might not have much of a choice. But anyway, so still kind of working through that one specifically, but the rest are all good. I like the spacing here because, like, in theory, like that's how that boat got back there, right? Was through this area. So you can see I kind of have like the little bit deeper water going through the middle as well. But yeah, so we're going to kind of roll with this. Like I said, I'm thinking this is going to head to BrickWorld. And so I need to start kind of figuring out, is this the size I'm going to go with? Am I going to take the whole thing? I don't know. But I'm definitely going to take at least this much, I think, because I think this is a good kind of size display. Honestly, probably on the large side of the display size. But I think to make it look, I don't want to say convincing. That's not the word I want. To make it look complete, I think this is kind of the size I need to go with. Because at least, you have ships in the harbor, and or in the cove, the bay, harbor. Harbor just sounds wrong. But anyways, it kind of fills out the whole kind of look of the whole thing. Hopefully be viewing from three sides. So I'm going to need about a half base plate here to finish out this little bit of the mountain. And then obviously I still need to finish out that whole side, which actually won't take too long. Just got to kind of do it, because I'm going to have this side much more sheer, not quite as path and storyful. Storyful? We're going to go with storyful. As this side. This side is kind of, I don't want to say a throwaway side, but definitely much less than this side. I do want to work a small path all the way up it though, kind of zigzagging, so I can stick a couple figs along there, a couple little stories, maybe a little more Islander-ish on that than Pirates or Imperial. Sorry, my brain just stopped for a second. Definitely maybe more Islander. And in theory, with like this area soon, like I could actually put like Forstman going up there as well, which might be fun. But I think as far as like Chicago goes, I'm going to stick with the Islander thing. But definitely I'm happy with where this is going. Like I said, I need to wait for those parts back there before I can, you know, finish that out. But here we are, and pretty excited with where this is going. Still a lot of work to do, but it's actually like I'm starting to see the light at the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, finally, this has been a long time coming. But thanks, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video.